nyagano waliswera Nyamarunga komungeya
gatware mukuru wa tata nukuswera Nyamarunga komungeya
wali hakafundu komunyaza edorote yama waligenda nayo
gatware mukuru wa tata nukuswera Nyamarunga komungeya
Akurunziringe katyaka kasuna wali kaihali kwetwara
gatware mukuru wa tata nukuswera Nyamarunga komungeya
Ibuno chekisabu biso byenyana wali kaihali mwetwara wali hakavundo komunyaga waliswera Nyamarunga komungeya Lekankai komungeya
gatware mukuru wa tata nukuswera Nyamarunga komungeya
Lekankai twale komungeya
gatware mukuru wa tata nukuswera Nyamarunga komungeya
Nyamarunga mutwara kwansi matolya omwana w'omuka
gatware mukuru wa tata nukuswera Nyamarunga komungeya
Nindika gwe mwirembo lyaso abasana bankomekume Nyamarunga motera bisabu oli wange nkwetware Nyamarunga omwana w'omuko wali kaihani kwetwara Leka muroke sasa Nyamarunga iwoli wange Leka kai kutwale
Good morning, our dear viewers of Kids Talk Show and Fort TV. The host of today's program is none other than Murungi Joy. You can watch Fort TV via on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on all other online channels. You can watch Kids Talk Show by downloading Fort TV application on Play Store or on App Store. Kids Talk Show is there every Sunday at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. We are proudly sponsored by Nyamata Collections, located along Malibu Road next to Smart Restaurant. They are dealers in gowns, traditional bridals, maids wear for hire, kanzu for hire, traditional bridals jewelry, watches and wristbands, necklaces and earrings, engagement and wedding rings, bridal gifts and party bags. You can contact them on 0778 988988 or 0700 605311. The topic of today's program is primary living examination experience. Let us first go for a short commercial break.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you very much for reading my book. And I'm delighted, humbled, and excited to know that you still need more copies. We printed this book in South Africa, but we plan to print it in Uganda soon. At the moment, there are a few copies left. I have a few copies left. But when we print more, then we put them in the bookshops. That's all I can say, but I'm very happy, delighted, and humbled to know that you actually like and want my book. Mwebale muno. Thank you.
Bagira olufumu olw'abeesengu lwitwe oluli very meaningful olulina amakulu ag'amaanyi okugamba ngu amata gatahatwa lwagatahasireho ata kagatahatahoga tagatahata obwagatahata amata agagata kandi amata oba olukumala gata tosobola kwongera okagayoolamu.
Welcome our dear viewers from that short commercial break. I would like to remind you that our topic of today is primary living examinations experience. And I would like to give a chance to my guests to introduce themselves.
Good morning our dear viewers. My name is Kopsinge Thatcher and I completed my P7 from Winsack School.
Good morning to you all our viewers. I'm called Nicholas Kahumzarali from Buhinga Primary School. That is where I completed my primary 7. Thank you.
My name is Kevunge Anna Whitney. I have been studying from Maria Teresa's Golden Jubilee Memorial Primary School in 2023. Thank you.
Okay, you have very beautiful names. I would like to give my opinion on today's topic. Our dear viewers, PLE in full is primary living examinations. And people and some children might always say that PLE is very pressuring. I'd like to inform you that it's not pressuring. And if you don't get the results that you have been expecting, don't give up, because there's still S4, which also you get some examinations. You also have S6, so don't give up. You still have a long way to go. You have a very big journey to complete to go to your future, and I wish you all a very bright future. Okay, for our dear guests, have you already got your results?
Not yet.
Okay, what are you expecting for the results that you're going to get?
Personally,
Yeah.
I do expect a very good first grade, because before I did my PLE, I had started up with praying. I trusted in my God. And indeed, when it reached that day for doing PLE, I again prayed. And besides that, when I take you back, I used to revise hard. I used to wake up at 3, waking up at 4, but in most cases at 3 to revise my books so that they can get good results in future. On that day, I prayed hard. I wrote what I knew, what they taught me, and things were a bit fair, I can say. And I do expect a very good first grade by Jesus' name, because I put him first, and I know he won't disappoint me.
Okay, I'm sure that you'll get good grades because you have put God first in your examinations. What about you, Anna Whitney?
I'm expecting a first grade because according to our school, we have been doing extra revision. Every evening, the teachers would give us extra work as a must. All our classmates used to go for revision to different teachers every day, and we had a timetable. Though we would not stay in books all the time because we also have to free our minds, we'd go to the playground and we relax, but we'd come back to class and concentrate on our books. And we'd also go to the chapel every day, every morning. We'd pray to God, and we had a novena for 9 days. Yeah, we would trust in God. Before we begin our lessons, we pray a rosary. and the day goes successfully. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sure you'll get what you want. What about you, Thatcher?
Me personally, I'm expecting a first grade because we used to revise so hard with our friends. Our teachers used to give us revision every time. They used to give us past papers, and we used to pray as a group. You know, at our school we have boarding, so as a dorm, we used to pray. Even our matrons used to pray for us.
Okay. Can you share your overall experience with the primary living examination? I would begin with Anna Whitney.
Before we began our PLE papers, we first went to the chapel to pray. We prayed, and before we began the papers, NBS came and gave us an interview on how we were feeling, were we pressured or not, but we were confident. And before we began the papers, we were introduced to the invigilators, supervisors, and the scouts. And the papers, they would open the papers when we are all there because they didn't want to cheat us. And we wrote what we could, we thought, and we sweated. But the papers were very simple because most of the things that came in the paper were kind of related to what they were teaching us at school. Thank you.
Okay, Thatcher?
Before we did the paper, we were all so scared. But thank God we got briefed, our teachers briefed us that this is a normal paper. The questions they bring and are what they teach us, and that's what came. I'm so happy our teachers briefed us. We were so scared, but when they briefed us, we got our confidence and we knew that we could make it.
Okay, Nicholas?
Having taught for many years in primary, the day came for PLE. But before that, our teachers first had a talk with us. They gave us motivating words. We prayed with them. We had a party. We did everything so that we can refresh our minds. And they really did a lot so that we don't get scared much as there was some little pressure. But they conquered. They conquered, and things moved on well. I remember in the morning, our teachers first talked to us again before we entered the examination rooms. And when we entered, the invigilators, the supervisors, the scouts, they were okay with us. They didn't show us bad faces, much as me was scared of one supervisor, and she was a woman at our school. Because she could move up and down, so she could scare me whenever I'm rating. But I also managed to go on with her, and I managed to understand her ways. It was her work, so I again went back into my moods. But I can't forget to tell you that towards the end of the examination, I remember it was an English paper whereby one of the officials from UNEB was putting on a jacket. I don't know how they call it exactly, but it was in form of a jacket, and it was written on UNEB. UNEB, so he was a man, he was a giant, very tall, very fat, and when he entered our room, I remember he was in room 3. He got 3 people. Checked, looked into the files. Are you the exact people who are rating the papers? He checked the names. He told them to get out their cards. So, of which scared me, but I managed to know that he's doing also his work. So I understood him, and I moved on with my papers.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Wow. I'm sure you got pressured because of those 2 people. How did you feel when the day reached before you went into the examination room? How did you feel when you are still outside the examination room?
I remember when we were organizing the seats at school because that day it had to rain. It rained a lot, but we worked under the rain. We could get the desks from P1, from upper classes to lower classes. We organized, we mopped very well, but all that work was done under the rain. But having ceased the raining, we went back to our rooms. Now they plotted us of where to sit tomorrow, and having understood where to sit, I reached there, I prayed, I became a little bit sick due to the other pressure. It was my first time to do PLE, so
which means you got examination fever?
Yeah, you are very correct, examination fever. So
okay.
Everything was, I was like up and down, but all in all, I conquered.
Okay, and now Whitney?
The day before we start our PLE, everyone was panicking. They were like, we can't believe that we're going to do PLE tomorrow. But that is the exact day our teachers and head teacher briefed us. They told us to stay calm. We shouldn't put ourselves under pressure.
What about you? Did you panic?
Yes, I panicked a little because hearing the word PLE, it means a lot because that is your document to get a job. That's your life. In case you lose it, you can't get a job. And in case you get a bad grade, I don't think you can continue with your life.
Okay, Sasha?
So the day before we did our PLE, we cleaned the desk because members used to write on them. And we used stones and some hard things like brushes to clean the desk. Then it rained on us, we suffered, we became wet, but the next day, on the day of PLE, the examinations were somehow late. So they told us to stand outside for a while, and looking at the invigilators, we got scared, especially the scout. The scout was so scary, he could not laugh, and they told us he's a Munyoro, and Munyoros are not a joking subject. But we got courage. I knew I could make it. By the help of God, I could make it. And I also felt pressure, a little pressure, and I wanted to go for a short call. Every time I used to see some new question I had forgotten, I want to go for a short call.
So did you want to go for a short call to cheat?
No.
Or just because of the pressure?
Because of the pressure, but I could not also go outside because I was scared of the scout. So I would be like, now how could it feel passing in front of that scout? What can he be thinking?
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had our dear supervisors, our invigilators, the officials, all of them? You're panicking, our dear candidates. So I think also the candidates of 2024 will be panicking because of what we are hearing right now. So I think it's much better you put some smile, and I think it's much better you don't be that like you show somehow like you don't put such a smiley face because you're pressuring our candidates. Okay. Now, how did the other people feel when how did they share with you their feelings when how did they share their feelings when it was time for the examination? It's time for the examination. Let's say someone comes and tells you it's time for the examination. How did you feel? And how did they share their feelings with you? And how did you also share your feelings? I'll begin with Thatcher.
Okay.
So the guy, when they told us we're going to begin the paper tomorrow, so there were some these children who don't like praying at all. But on that day, I saw children fasting. Children prayed. Children, I don't know what happened. Everyone became so holy. I saw children, someone who could not fast, but that day they fasted.
Okay, I think that all that happened because it was time for PLE, and they thought it was very pressuring.
Yeah.
And now Whitney?
When they told us it was time for the paper, everyone was screaming like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. We are finally finishing primary level because we're all eager to finish primary. Because since baby I have been studying from Banya Teresa, primary Banya Teresa, so we are very, very happy and we were so calm because these papers are just numbers. The teachers told us there's nothing different. The work was easy. It was kind of related to what they were teaching us.
Okay, but I think it would have been better they did not scream. Nicholas?
Everyone was closer to his or her God because the people whom I could think they know how to pray, I saw that day and I really laughed. Because everyone was like, oh my God, be with me. Everyone was scared. And I remember one of the boys, whenever we could start praying in our class, he could make some noise. He could make some disorganization there. But that day was very surprised. Early morning at 5:30, he was in the school praying, reading the books. I said, oh my God, this is true PLE. Okay, and he was also scared by that mood which was at school because everyone was like, oh.
Did they bring reverends, bishops, pastors, fathers to pray for you all?
Yes, at the first 1 week towards our examination, we had a reverend. That reverend is a male called Reverend Thembo from St. Andrew's Church of Uganda, Rwengoma. The man of God prayed for us and he gave us words of wisdom of which we used to follow during that period. And he motivated us very well. He said, we are not the first people to do PLE and we are not the last ones to do PLE. So we shouldn't fear. Come what may, we are going to conquer in God's name. And indeed, it happened. His prayer came true. The Lord answered us. That day, I used to fear, but when it reached the day for PLO in the morning, I again entered into my moods. I was very calm. Before that, I made an interview with the NBS, with the Sanyuka. So they also had confidence to go and face the paper.
Wow, okay. Thatcher, what do you think?
So for us, we have, you know how we have different religions at our school, eh? So the first person to pray for us was a father from town church, St. Charles Luanga there up in town. Eh? So he prayed for the Catholics. Of course, some of us could not go because we were learning, but on the other day, it was the day for confirmation. I remember very well, and we also went. All the Christians, all the Pentecostals went for dedication, and we were prayed by Bishop Ruben Chisembo. He prayed for us, and also the Pentecostals went on Sunday. They also prayed for us. But I really thank God. He has been there for us. He has guided us, and he has. I asked for his help in the exam, and whenever they would bring a question and it was so challenging, I used to skip it and go to another question. Then when I'm completing the other question, I remember that, oh, there's the answer of the other question. I remember the answer of the other question. And I never panicked that much. I thought I would be shivering, but it was not hard. So the members, the P7 candidates of 2024, please have hope. Don't fear. It's just a paper. It has questions that I've been teaching you.
Okay. Yes. Wow. I think those words will surely not make our candidates of 2024 shivering, and also they won't panic, I'm very sure. What about you, Anna Whitney? What do you think of whatever I've been asking?
2 weeks before our PLE, they had organized a service for all the candidates at town church. We all went, they prayed for us, they gave us motivating words, they encouraged us to read our books and to keep calm, because if you don't stay calm, you'll get examination fever. Because at school, 1 week before the paper, children started falling sick, including me. Some of them had cannulas on their hands, some of them started vomiting, some of them started even becoming absent. But sisters, like, you bring money, they go buy for you medicine, fruits. There's no taking those snacks, not taking oily things, only eating healthy.
Oh my God, which means the devil did not want you to pass very well.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, because it also happened at our school.
Yeah, also at our school on the last day of PLOE, there's a boy, he had some problems and he could not talk. So we all, after finishing the paper, we went for lunch. Then we had the teacher telling us that your friend has been in the examination room. He's very sick and we're not caring for him. We thought he would not make it, but by God's grace, he made it and he was taken to the hospital.
Okay, which means the devil is on our tail. He does not want us to pass with everything we have. So, do you think it's much better to go with the devil to help us pass, or it's much better we go with God? And I'm sure the very many people, if they go with God, I'm sure they're going to pass more examinations. The candidates of 2024, they're going to pass with flying colors. If they go with God's mercy, I'm sure they can. I'm sure every candidate of 2024 can get a 4.
Yeah, the Bible says that the fearing of God in Proverbs, the fearing of God is the beginning of wisdom. And again in Proverbs, it says that the fear of God is the beginning of understanding. Okay. Meanwhile, you can't understand, you can't get wisdom once you don't operate, once you don't believe, trust in God. So it's better the 2024 candidates work with God.
Okay. I think it's now time for us to go for a short break.
bagira orufumu olw'abayisenkulu lwitwe oluli very meaningful, olwina amakulu ag'amaanyi okugamba ngu amata gatahatwa lwagatahasireho, atakagatatahatahoga tagatahata obwagatahata amata agagata, kandi amata ogo okumara gata tosobola okwongera okagayoramu.
TV, I am the man that you call for a killing. Top shotter if you know what I'm meaning. Blessings follow me in abundance. Your greetings, massive. How you doing? Then call me Titan. Remember, say you're watching 4TV. Keep it locked.
Call for a killing. Top shotter if you know what I'm meaning.
My name is Muhimbo Christian, Sima Cordelia,
Murungi Joy.
Please don't miss the Kids Talk Show every Sunday
from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m.
4TV, stay entertained.
Yo, greetings to the world. I don't know it's a regional real and proper Mr. Beanie Gunter straight out of Gunter City to the well now. You're watching for TV. Make sure you keep it locked in.
Stay entertained.
Welcome our dear viewers from that short commercial break, and we have got a new guest here. I would like him to introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Brunga Shraim. I come from Buhinga Primary School and I was a recent candidate.
Okay, I would like to remind you all that the topic of today is primary living examination experience. So, I would like to also give my opinion once again. Since we have got some answers from our other guests, I have understood also that it's not a must that we should all panic, but it's better to put our trust in God and we don't have pressure, or else we might all get examination fever. And we know how all examinations are at the end of the year. I think it's much better we all calm down, take a few deep breaths, so that we cannot panic and pass our examinations very well. And I think PLE is the same as any other exam, and they teach you everything which you're going to meet in PLE. And I'm very sure that everything you have been learning from baby class up to P7 is that they're going to bring in PLE. Okay, I'm back to my questions. What subjects were included in the examination, and which one did you find most challenging? Shireen?
Yeah, to me, all the subjects, we had English, math, SST and science. But the one that was most difficult for me, and it was always difficult for me, it was mathematics, because even though they brought what I knew, but you always have something that tries to put you down, but even though you try to come back. Yeah.
Okay. And now with me?
We had math, English, SST and science, but the most difficult subject for me is always SST. No matter how I try, it's always SST.
But I think if you concentrate more, you calm down whenever and you listen to the teachers, I think you can get better at SST. And I think it's much better you have hope in God, and I think you can get better in SST than any other subject. Can that happen?
Yes.
Okay. Thatcher?
Yeah, we had math, science, SST, and English, but the most challenging subject was math, because it had those questions where you have to think, you know the method, you know the answer, you know how to answer the method, but they used to bring the question, they hate the concept, so you have to think in order to answer the question.
Okay.
Those are the questions which used to.
Okay, but I think we can all think critically and we pass the questions. We just need to calculate for mathematics, and SST, it's all history, it's all in the past. So if you know everything about the past, if you know everything you need to know about history, I think you can pass it. And for the one who fails SST, I don't know how you can manage SST in secondary, because it's introduced as history. So I think it's much better we continue revising our books. The candidates of 2024, please also don't concentrate as if SST is difficult, math is difficult, science is difficult, or English is difficult. But I think the subject that's the easiest is English. Am I right?
Yes.
No. Yes.
According to me, yes.
Sure.
Also me, yes. According to me, it's math. That is easy.
Okay. So we all have different subjects that we are good at.
Yes.
Okay. How did you prepare for the primary living examination? Any specific study strategies? Shireen?
Yeah, to me, at first they had a timetable whereby it was showing me I could always cross out the days it was showing me how many days are remaining for the PLE exams. Okay. And before even we already went for the prayers, for the mass, I had already prepared my books, my seriously, everything I had already prepared it. like the sets, the pens, the pencils. And also I never used to forget always pray.
Okay, I think you must get the good results that you're expecting because you have really done your best you could.
Yes.
Anna Whitney?
We had this very nice teacher called Teacher Okello. He would give us group work every day. He would give us like different subjects on daily basis. We do group work, we submit, they mark us, and if you get any number wrong and we already learned it, they would give you strokes. And our parents used to buy for us textbooks, so you find when the teacher is teaching a certain topic, the class is already ahead of him and we easily understand what he's explaining.
Okay, Thatcher?
So whenever these OGs of the P7 members of 2022 would go in holidays, so some of them would come to school and we would ask them, how is PLE? And they tell us, you girl, PLE is a paper with normal questions. You don't have to panic. You just have to revise. And let me remind you, revise P5, P4, P5, and P6 work because that's the work they ask the most.
Okay, and I'm very sure that's the work they always bring, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you manage the time to ensure that you answer all the questions?
Like to me, at first I was doing the easiest numbers in the paper. Then after I come for the hard ones later. But actually the easy numbers were the most. But in mathematics, like the easy numbers were less. Like you could begin from the whole section A, section B, begin getting some difficulties. Yeah.
Okay, and now Whitney?
My mom would always tell me that you should first do the easy questions and then you got the hard questions. But during our briefing, our teachers told us that you should begin with section B because the answers of section A are mostly in section B. Okay. So by the time you reach section A, you'll just be answering the questions easily.
Okay, Thatcher?
So our teachers, different ideas. So our English teacher used to encourage us to start with section B, then go to section A because section B needs interpretation, punctuation, and many others. But section A, you just apply and write. But in math, our teacher used to encourage us to write the questions we know. If you know you have forgotten the question, skip it. Maybe you'll remember it if you reach somewhere else. And I also used to use my watch. I used to put a timer and it used to help me a lot.
Okay, but let's say like you can answer the questions later which are difficult to you. Let's say like number 1 you can answer, let's say like now you reach like 25 and it's somehow like difficult to you. Let's say like in a science paper and that question is very difficult to you. And then you say, let me skip it and then I'll go to another question for now. So if let's say like the answer does not come until like the time for getting the other papers, let's say like you have number 25 is difficult, 34, number let's say like 42, 49, those ones are all difficult, and also number 52 is difficult. And those are very many questions you have to answer. Let's say like now, how do you manage? And it's already time for them to collect the papers. How can you tell the invigilator or the supervisor or the one who collects the papers? How can you tell him or her that first wait, I need to answer my questions? How can you tell that person? And what can you do? Because sometimes there are others who are merciless and they cannot give you some extra time to finish your questions.
Actually, the time given to you is equal to the time given to others. So if others have finished, you have used the same duration and you have not yet finished. That means you are so careless because you are always provided with watches, with clocks in each examination room. So if you don't finish, it's your own problem because time has reached. They just collect. There's no way you can tell the person that I need to finish.
Okay, and Whitney, what do you think?
We had an invigilator from Kampala who who used to set some exams for us to do. He came to school and he was kind of briefing us some time back, and he told us that each question you answer, you must use 1 minute and 20 seconds for each and every question. And if you total them up, it will equal you to up to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So you should use that time carefully. And for the fact we have learned everything that is in the paper, and they are all related to what the teachers have been teaching us.
Okay. What about you, Shreem? What do you think about everything? The time management, how do you think we should manage the time? And also I would like you to give some advice to the younger candidates of other years. What do you think? The ones in P4, P5, P6, the ones for 2024, what advice can you give to them?
Yeah, like to me, in my own opinion, like the time was basically what was given to you. Unless you have a disorder, like you have eye problems when they're adding you more time, like you're blind or maybe you're crippled when they're adding you time. But they have given you the same paper. You have always been in the same class, not like they have been chasing you out. They give you the same paper, like even the same time. You are supposed to finish with others. And advice that I'd like to give to the other candidates of 2024 and the following years is that you should try and relax. You should not. It's not that if you read that much when you get it's when you pass. You have to try to relax your brain. Like you have to be having a timetable beginning. Like if you're in P6, you should already be knowing you should be having a timetable, because some of us, when we came in primary 7, it was kind of difficult, but after we got through a situation, but in P6, it's where you should begin from. Yes.
Okay, thanks for your advice. Our dear viewers, we are now going for another commercial break.
Fort TV.
Yo, greetings to the world. I don't know it's a regional real and proper Mr. Beanie Gunter, straight out of Gunter City to the well now. You're watching Fort TV. Make sure so you keep it locked in.
Stay entertained.
bagira orufumu olw'abeesenkulu lwitwe oluli very meaningful, olwina amakulu ag'amaanyi, olukugamba ngu amata gatahatwa lwagatahasireho, ata kagatahatahoga tagatahata obwagatahata amata agagata, kandi amata oba olukumala gata tosobola kwongera okagayoolamu.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you very much for reading my book. And I'm delighted, humbled, and excited to know that you still need more copies. We printed this book in South Africa, but we plan to print it in Uganda soon. At the moment, there are a few copies left. I have a few copies left. But when we print more, then we'll put them in the bookshops. That's all I can say, but I'm very happy, delighted, and humbled to know that you actually like and want my book. Thank you.
Fort TV, ikara osemerirwe.
Welcome our dear viewers from that musical break. I would like to remind you again on how you can watch Kids Talk Show. You can watch Kids Talk Show by downloading Fort TV application on Play Store or on the App Store. You can watch Fort TV via on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on all other online channels. We are proudly sponsored by Nyamata Collections, located along Malibu Road, Next to Smart Restaurant, there are dealers in gowns, traditional bridals, maids wear for hire, kanzu for hire, traditional bridals jewelry, watches and wristbands, necklaces and earrings, engagement and wedding rings, bridal gifts and party bags. You can contact them on 0778 988988 or 0700 605311. And Fort TV and Media Club is operating now in these following schools: Banya Teresa Golden Jubilee Memorial Primary School, Green Circle School, Buinga Primary School, St. Charles Wanga Primary School, City Daffodils School, Chebambe Model Primary School. Please, our dear parents, if you want your children to be part of Media Club, take them to those schools that I am from mentioning. So I would like to send these birthday wishes for our dear two participants. That will be Arthur Alinda Msana and Muringi Shirem. Happy birthday to the both of you. So I would like to give a chance to my dear guests to send their last remarks, beginning with Anna Whitney.
I'd like to advise our fellow candidates to always stay focused on their books, to reduce games, and always stay relaxed and calm and believe in God. Yeah.
Okay. Nicholas?
To me, I send regards to all the candidates who did, the former candidates,
okay,
and the upcoming candidates. So, for the former candidates, please don't be pressurized. Keep at good terms with everyone. Pray hard to your God. Don't get that pressure that, oh, what shall I get? I have failed. I'm going to be disappointed. Be calm, stay positive. You see your efforts turning into achievements.
Okay. Tacha?
First of all, buy watches. They help you to maintain your time. You always have to time for everything you're doing, break, and also sacrifice your sleep for only a year.
Okay.
You just sacrifice your sleep. Make sure that you revise P5, P4 work, and please listen to your teacher's instructions.
Okay. My dear guests, I would like you to send your greetings, beginning with Tacha.
So I send my greetings to my mom and my dad, and my friends at Green Circle, and my teachers, plus my cousin Faith. I love you so much.
Okay. Nicholas?
I send my greetings to all my parents, Arali and Adieri, Safal Noha, and Kangisa Grace, my mother. And my teachers of Buhinga Primary School, I love you so much, our head teacher, and all my friends, plus the upcoming candidates. Thank you.
Okay. And Anna Whitney?
I send my regards to my mom and dad, my siblings, my fellow classmates, our head teacher, and our class teachers. Thank you so much for the support.
Okay. Our dear viewers, the next program is Western Connect, starting at exactly 2 p.m. with your best hosts, Sabrikis and Praise. And I would like to also send my greeting, my mom, my sister, and my uncle, my family members, my friends, teachers, and also the head teacher of Banya Teresa's Golden Jubilee Memorial Primary School. I love you so much, and thank you for teaching me whatever I've learned today, and thank you very much for making me what I am today. Okay, our dear viewers, this is the end of our program of today. Thank you very much for watching, and God bless you. Fort TV, stay entertained.